Monkey D. Luffy, a man known for his strong adventurous spirit, incomprehensible levels of optimism, and dismissiveness of the social standards in his world. He often does things that makes you wonder why he did what he did. Oda, the author of One Piece, has masterfully crafted one of the most unique anime protagonists of all time. We're going to explore the mind of Monkey D. Luffy. Luffy found his purpose at a very young age. Out of all the people he was around in his early childhood, the one who influenced him the most was a pirate named Shanks. Not only was Shanks the first construct and example of a pirate to Luffy, he saved Luffy's life and taught him the value of friendship, which we see is a reoccurring theme no matter where Luffy goes. If Luffy never met Shanks, what will Luffy have turned out to be?
いいか山賊、俺は酒や食い物を頭からぶっかけられようが唾を吐きかけられようが大抵のことは笑って見過ごしてやる。だがな、どんな理由があろうと俺は友達を傷つける奴は許さない。
シャンクス。
Not being raised in a typical household, but instead nurtured by his grandfather, a Marine, and also mountain bandits, he would develop traits and qualities like courage and boldness that would remain with him and become a part of his adult personality. Something, let's say Usopp, for example, should have got when he was younger.
Now, you're gonna give them the wrong idea. Although I admit I did throw you into a ravine that one time. And I left you in the jungle a few times too. And sure, there were those times I sent you sailing on those balloons. But I didn't do it to kill you, I did it to make you a man.
A big part of his upbringing also involved his two sworn brothers, who I consider to be Luffy's first two friends that he could actually relate to at that age. Instead of doing what regular kids would do, like go to school, Luffy, Sabo, and Ace would constantly fantasize and train to become pirates day by day, solidifying Luffy's inevitable path that started out as a seed of inspiration. Not a Marine, not a mountain bandit, but a pirate. From the very first day Luffy starts his journey of becoming a pirate, you can already see that he is ignorant in a lot of things. The biggest being navigation. With a goal as big as becoming the Pirate King, you would expect Luffy to have some basic level knowledge of navigation. But this is not the case. Zoro, a sharp person, notices the irony in this right away.
いつになったら陸に着くんだよ。
さあな、なんせ風任せ波任せだもんな。着くかな。まあきっと着くよ、いつかね。
だいたい海賊王を目指すお前が航海術持ってねってのはおかしいんじゃねえか。
おかしかねえよ、漂流してたんだもん。
So what does this tell us about Luffy? He's pretty naive, and his only conception and understanding of how the world works is his experiences and his upbringing from his hometown. This causes him to be perceived as silly or foolish. Other characters in the series seem to notice this as well. We don't have enough fingers to count how many times Luffy's intelligence has been verbally disrespected.
Luffy, 私はあなたの決定に従うけど、海賊の同盟には裏切りがつきものよ。人を信じすぎるあなたには不向きかもしれない。
え、お前裏切んのか？
いや。
Some might say Luffy's personality has some qualities of the Fool archetype from the 12 brand archetypes created by psychiatrist Carl Jung. But don't let the word fool fool you. This does not mean that Luffy's not intelligent. The Fool archetype can be described as one who embodies characteristics such as confidence, persistence, and courage. Archetypes are reoccurring symbols basically used as blueprints for characters in stories and myths across cultures. Famous psychiatrist Carl Jung proposed that these archetypes represent different aspects of the human psyche, which includes the soul, mind, and spirit, dealing with mysteries involving both the conscious and unconscious. An example of the Fool archetype can be found in tarot cards, where a man is depicted fearlessly walking towards a cliff's edge with his eyes on the sky, possibly on his way to falling off. It can easily remind you of Luffy and how he gets lost in his dreams. His cliff in this instance would be things like underestimating the Yonko, which lead to having close calls. This archetype signifies aiming high, embracing new experiences, and willingly venturing into the unknown. Jung viewed the Fool as a person who gains wisdom through trial and error, eventually evolving into other archetypes like the Sage or the Hero. The Fool is a necessary precursor to personal growth and development. By taking risk and being willing to appear foolish, Luffy opens himself up to new possibilities and opportunities for advancement. Therefore, the Fool archetype emphasizes the importance of embracing challenges and venturing beyond our comfort zones in order to gain personal growth. Luffy's ignorance of how the world works is the very thing that drives him to explore. His empty cup of ignorance wants to be filled by adventure.
俺も一個だけ聞きてんだけど、一つだけの代表、ワンピースってのは本当に最高だ。宝がどこにあるかなんて聞きたくねえ。宝があるかないかだって聞きたくねえ。何もわかんねえけど、みんなそうやって命がけで海へ出てんだよ。ここでおっさんから何か教えてもらうんなら俺は海賊をやめる。つまんねえ冒険なら俺は死ねえ。
One big part of Luffy's personality is his creativity. Luffy has shown signs of creativity since he was a young boy, one instance being when he tried to make a shield out of his hands. In the world of One Piece, it is clear that some devil fruits are more powerful than others in terms of destructive ability. There are definitely other devil fruits that I'm sure most would pick over rubber. Luffy manages to shatter the skill gap against those in his world, always creatively coming up with new forms or finishing blows at the peak of pressure. It's one thing to come up with new moves in the training room, it's another to come up with them in battle. The mind of Luffy beautifully illustrates what mental fortitude looks like. It seems like it is impossible to get in his head. Warlords have tried, Yonkos have tried, but none of them have managed to make Luffy even feel a drop of doubt. The doubt we feel when we're about to take a test or talk to a pretty girl does not seem to be a part of Luffy's psyche at all when he's doing something related to his ultimate goal. Real life examples of people like this can be seen in sports. The greats like Messi or Tom Brady all seem to do magical things under pressure that most people would fold to. It almost seems like the less you allow doubt to creep into your mind, the more likely you are to succeed. Luffy's mind has been like this since the beginning of the series. It's easy to have confidence when you have already made a name for yourself. It's hard to do it when there's no results in the physical world to back up what you're saying you will accomplish. It seems like it is impossible to not be affected by constructs in our society. Even if we disagree with them, there are always consequences that follow if you decide to act on your disagreements. Luffy's carefree nature and refusal to conform to societal expectations enables him to see beyond the boundaries set by these constructs. He values personal freedom above all else, embracing a philosophy that values individual autonomy and pursuit of dreams. To Luffy, The oppressive dominance of celestial dragons and the intimidating power of yonkos are mere obstacles in his path to becoming king of the pirates. He recognizes the blatant injustice and corruption within these constructs, fueling his determination to challenge and dismantle them. Luffy's unwavering resolve, combined with his innate ability to inspire others, has allowed him to forge powerful alliances and rally against those who would seek to enforce the social hierarchy. In his quest for freedom, Luffy serves as a symbol of hope, reminding us all of the enlightenment that comes from rejecting social norms and pursuing our own destinies. This part of Luffy's personality really reflects the hero archetype mentioned earlier. As he discovers more about the world, he comes to the realization that there are things much bigger than his dream that needs to be handled.